Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday. It's TLC Tuesday, and that means we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance, HEA, and praise baby
Yeah.
Jesus. We got one more month of this.
Yeah.
What did you say when I couldn't hear you? You said something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. HEA. It's like a donkey.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, in a
But
lot of
really, we
ways.
only have one episode left and then the tell-all,
That's
which
right.
in a lot of ways is more work for you especially.
It's not in a lot of ways, it's in all the ways.
You know,
But
I've split it with you before. I will split
yes.
it with you again.
Well, I will say that there's going to be this here episode aired November 2nd, and our episode's coming out November 4th. And then we've got November 9, 16, 23, and 30. Those will be the dates of the reunion. Now, for the episode that will come out on the 16th, that will come out here on this show, November 18th, will be you and Matt.
Oh, yes.
Because I will not have gotten the screener in time to get it done before I go to BravoCon, and I'm not bringing any recording equipment to BravoCon.
Mhm.
So you and Matt are going to do that, and Seeking Sister Wife for me, both those episodes that come out on Tuesday, November 18th. So I thank you in advance for making fun of me on my own show. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ginger. That's it. That's what he does.
I know. I know that's
Hello,
what he does.
Lash.
I
Pink
know. That's what
shade
20.
20. Because I
20.
remember we got it wrong one time when we were mocking you. We
Yeah, I
used
don't
the
know what
wrong
you said.
code.
You said, Bunky 10 or something. I was like, "No, it's Pink Shade 20." Sometimes I get Pink Shade 30, and I try to post about it immediately when they say, "Hey, for 1 week only," or whatever. But you guys, I mean,
Mm.
look at my lashes. They are long. Um,
Mhm.
and did you say you're almost out? I can get you some.
I am almost out. Yeah. I
Okay.
love
If
it.
you're
It
using
doesn't I use it. It doesn't irritate my eyes like
no,
some do. It's
no.
really good.
If you're using it every
Mhm.
day, I'll send you some, but if you're really not using it, I'm not gonna give it to you.
No, I really use it.
Okay. Um, well, let's discuss these people, shall we?
Yeah.
90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Season 9, Episode 18, Love Actually is Complicated. That's the title.
That's a dumb title.
It is. I'm really enjoying the other way titles, which are
Mhm.
terms in other languages. I'm enjoying that. Um,
'Cause we're learning
that's right. It's
the
a learning
learning
channel.
channel. But
And
are we really do we remember what any of the sayings mean?
no, do I still know the difference between parole and what's the other one?
Bail?
No, you're on parole or you're on
House
probation.
arrest?
Yeah,
Probation.
yeah, and I've only been covering this show for, like, 6 years. I'm still like, "I don't know, he's
Yeah,
on parole or probation, I don't know the difference," and people will write me and tell me, and I go, "I'm gonna remember," and then I never do.
I know. Even just
Never
you
do.
and Keisha being like, "This isn't jail, right? Is it prison? Is it jail?" And I was
It's
like, "I
jail.
only learned the difference last year, and
Yeah,
I host a show about Dateline." So
mhm, yeah, you should really know, but again, things just
mhm.
go in one side and out the other.
Mhm.
I will apologize for my voice. This is my 3rd recording of the day, and, because 'cause I'm doing a lot of pre-recording, so, apologies in advance if my voice goes out. I did just have one of my honeybees, lozenges, or as my friend Mary says, lozengers. So,
Oh.
'cause she's Australian. Just kidding, she's not. So
I was gonna say.
no, it's just funny. Okay, let's start with Darcey and Georgie. So, I gotta say both of them were pretty calm. Pretty calm. She
Um,
did try to flee the scene only once.
is she just drunk though? Because she's slurring a lot.
But also, I'm gonna tell you as somebody who had a lip flip 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I think that when your lips are that big, because 'cause you've had lip injections too, it does make it a little
Uh-huh.
more difficult to talk. So maybe
Yes.
that's why she sounds that way?
Yeah, but the words coming out of her mouth are making no sense, but they never do. So, is she just always drunk or on pills or
I
just
I
Doesn't make a
definitely
lot of
think
sense.
she pre-gamed before she came down to the bar to talk to Georgie, pre-gamed with, 2 Xanax and a cocktail
Yeah,
because it's
because those
starting to go
those
downhill.
lids are kinda like she's doing a lot of this.
Mhm.
"No, I'm
It's
paying attention."
yeah. "What? What?" "Oh,
What
fine,
do
let me
you
leave,"
want
and
from
she's like, "I
me?
just wanna go back to my
What do you
room so I
want
can take a
from
nap."
me?"
Yeah.
"No, I'm paying
So
attention."
so we're at the bar, and he says, "Yeah, so when my sister asked me about having kids, it made me think, and, I just don't have peace, and I'm not sure, and, as he's talking, she's like, "Mhm, okay, I get it. Okay, yeah." And he goes, "And there's some, other things there, and, like my parents, they're expecting me to have kids. That's the culture." And she goes, "Okay, well, I can't give you any kids." And, he goes, "And so as he's just trying to talk, and she's like, okay, I got it. Can't give you
Yeah.
kids. Right."
Mhm.
And he goes, "And it makes me feel like, when after this trip, it made me feel like I'm questioning myself." And she says, "In the past we talked and you said you didn't want any kids. You said they're too expensive and too much responsibility." And he goes, "Yeah, I know. And I'm not saying I want kids right now, but this question is bothering me."
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Why do you think this is how do you talk like he's talking, and I'll
Okay.
be her. This is and it see how quickly it takes you to get frustrated and lose your mind.
Okay. I'm not saying I want kids right now,
Why are you trying to tell me
but
this?
this
Yeah,
is
why didn't you
bothering
tell me this
me. Like,
before? I
I'm
mean,
just
I
trying
totally know
to
this. It's like,
share this with
you do this when you're married. I
you.
mean, it's like, I know
You're
what you're
my
gonna
best
say. You don't even have
friend.
to say it. Why are you even
You're my
saying it?
wife.
Why are you saying it? I mean, it's like we got married for better or worse, better or worse. Snatch, snatch, snatch. What? You
So
can't even
she's
get a word
I
out.
know, it's so annoying, and she goes, "I'm gonna support you as a friend and a wife, but I can't give you what you really want." And she goes, "And you won't say what you really, really want. You won't admit it."
You
And,
won't let him talk.
she goes, "And I get it. When your sister said these things, it hurt your heartstrings." I was like, "That's not a
It
phrase."
hurt hurt your heartstrings.
And, he goes, "So, anyways," and she goes, "Yeah, I get it." He goes, "Hey, can you just let me talk?"
Yeah.
And, he says, "I'm trying to be open. It's so hard for me to be talking, and I'm trying to be vulnerable and talk. You don't let me talk. You don't care how I feel, and this is what's bothering me. I'm trying to tell you how I'm hurting. I'm trying to explain to you. This is why I never wanna talk to nobody about my nobody, because nobody cares about my fucking feelings."
Mhm.
She goes, do your thing." I'm like, "What? That's your response to, 'I'm trying to finally open up to you,' and
Yeah.
your response is,
Yeah.
do your thing. Is
Also,
do
when
your
he
thing
raises
talk?"
his voice, she goes like this, like she's, like, in an earthquake drill or something, and she's covering her ears like he's, like, emotionally abusing her by screaming it, and he's not even barely raising his voice just
And
to
she
get his point across. She's
"Do your
like,
thing. I don't think it's gonna work
"Do
out,
your thing."
Georgie. I don't think it's gonna work out." He goes, "No, but I love you." And she goes, "No, no, 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 no. Let me have my life." And this one he goes, "Have your life? What?"
You're
And
what are you talking about?
he's like, "I'm trying to go along with your drunken antics, but have your life? What the fuck?" He goes, "Have your life?" And she goes, "Let me have my life. You can't take that away from me. You can't take I'm gonna find somebody else, and you won't be a part of it." And he goes, "Huh?"
I
And she
would
goes
hope you wouldn't be a part of it if she's with someone else.
and she goes, "Just stop this. Stop wasting my time. I've done enough. Leave me
Get
alone.
away!
Get away. Let me have my peace. I want you to have it. You do it. Get the fuck over it." He's like, "Huh?"
What
And she goes, "God damn, it's happened before. It'll happen again. Just move on. You just do what you gotta do." And he's like,
are you talking about?
"What are you talking about?" So he gets up and he hugs her. And he goes, "But I love you. I really love you." And he's touching her face. And she goes, "I'm strong. I can be myself." And
What?
he goes,
No
"What?"
one's telling you not to be yourself. What are you talking about?
And he goes, what do you mean?" And she goes, I'm still strong. Hashtag snatched. Hashtag boss babe. Hashtag winning. Um, and
And
he
she's
goes,
not crying real tears, and he's been crying real tears this whole time.
he's totally tearing up. And he goes, "But," so she starts to walk out and he goes, "Darcey, you're the one giving up." And she goes, "I'm walking out." So she walks out. Now she's on the street. Now the whole time on the street she was talking, I was like, "Is she smoking?" But it was her nails that looked like cigarettes because they were shining and they were because I thought she was like dramatically, like Countess Luann style, flinging a cigarette around, but it was
Yeah.
her nails. And on the street, she goes, "He brought me home to meet the family. The first girl he's ever brought home to meet, like 30 something years, whatever. It's crazy. But, he should have kids and be happy. And we've been having this same conversation for years. Maybe it's easy for us just to move on, get divorced." So he's in the bar actually shedding a tear. And
Yes.
he goes, I want to think, I want to figure out what I want for myself. And I don't know if we're at this breaking point. I don't know how it'll affect the marriage. Now, other people in a conversation where one person says, "Let me move on. I'm getting out of here. Let's get a divorce," and walks out, the other
Yeah.
person then wouldn't sit and go, "Yeah, I don't know about this conversation, how it's going to affect our marriage." It's
Because
like,
she does this all the time.
this is daily.
This is daily. So this is after a barbecue and her meat was not cooked well enough. The marriage is over.
Just
This
let me
is
have my life. Just let me have my life. He's like, "What are
and
you
my
talking
medium
about?"
well burger. Stacy and I deserve that. So, like, he's so used to these blow ups and storms out that he's just like, maybe we're still on. I don't know. He wasn't even trying to tell her. He never even got the words out. I want kids.
No.
It's, I've been thinking, I don't know what I want. My parents want me to. So I've been feeling pressure from them. I'm
Yeah.
trying to decide what I want.
Trying
That's
to
why
work
I've been
through these
distanced.
feelings. Yes.
I'm working through I'm trying to work through these emotions. This is what you say you want. You want me to open up and work through my problems instead of
Right.
shutting you out.
Mhm.
And she hears, like, I don't know what she heard. I honestly don't know what she hears. We need like a little rat to shrink down and go inside her brain and then translate
Mm.
to us what
Mhm.
we hear.
Sort of like maybe when this happens, what we need is Stacy's little head in the corner in a little circle saying
Yes.
what she heard was.
Yes. Pop-up video,
Yes.
Darcey
And
and Stacy style. Yes.
so Stacy could tell us what Darcy heard versus what was actually said on the television.
Yeah. She's the
Yeah.
Darcey translator. Yep.
Mhm. And vice
Mhm.
versa. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to Brandon and Julia.
So she is making a video trying to sell his motorcycle, and he says, "I would rather you sell my kidneys." And she says, "I make you deal. No bike, we'll have sex." And he's like, "What? That's not fair."
She's
She's
like,
like,
"Remember 8 months ago when we had sex?
"We
That was
had
pretty
sex that
good."
one time,
Yeah.
sexcapades in Europe that one
Uh-huh.
time." And she says, "We need the cash." She says, "We're looking at a bigger house for the baby." And apparently he did get a job again. He's been working again, but he's not making as much money as he did before he quit to go to Europe. And also he says
Yeah.
their apartment didn't sell. Her apartment didn't sell. Not sure if they weren't able to sell it or if they decided not to sell it.
Yeah.
He made it sound like it just wouldn't sell. I don't know what that shithole looks like. We don't know. Like,
I would also be interested to know when they did that European trip, like when it was and if they had a lot of paid content.
that's true.
If they
Yeah,
had a lot,
maybe.
I'm gonna look right now. I wonder if it was like, "We stayed at the so and so hotel. It was so amazing." You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah. By
I'm
the
not
way,
gonna
her
look.
apartment could be very nice. I don't know why I called it a shithole. I'm just picturing her as a club kid buying an
Yeah, she
apartment.
was probably like 22
She
years
was
old.
probably like
Yeah.
22 and she was dancing in the clubs all the time and partying. And I don't know if anyone's lived in it or taken care of it since then. So that's why I'm
Holy
picturing a
cow.
shithole.
She does have 330,000 followers on
Yeah, they
Instagram.
could make good money.
I'm just gonna see if I can see any of her European. Oh gosh, there's a picture real close up of her and Florian. It scared me because look at the teeth. Ah!
Oh,
Okay. Um, anyway, let's just here's a picture of her and Darcy. So I gotta look before that because we don't know what is time. We don't know
yeah.
when this
When
was
did they
filmed, when that was
actually go?
filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but keep going, and I'm just gonna see if I can see anything of her in a foreign country and if it seems to have paid content. Because
So she
I
says
bet. I
they've
bet.
been looking, that would be smart. They've been looking at Chesapeake, and he says there's farmland there, and she says, "No farm. No, can't do farm." She's so triggered by a farm because of Betty and Ron and the naked hot tub parties and the swinging. She wants no
Mhm.
part of and the puppy mill. She doesn't
Yeah.
want a farm. And if we got a farm, Betty would take over. And that's why I don't want her knowing about the pregnancy. And he's like, "We need to tell her you're in the second trimester. And if we told them, maybe they would help us with a down payment for a new house."
Right.
And Julia said they'd make us move next door to them, which was 1000% true. That's what they wanted when you originally moved out, was they wanted you to buy that place right next door. So
Yeah.
Julia says it's a high risk pregnancy. There's a hole in her uterus
Mm.
and something could happen. She doesn't want to tell people because she's scared and she
Yeah.
doesn't need more stress from Betty. And
Agree
then
with
he's
all
trying
this. Yeah.
all of it. And then he's trying on a baby carrier with a watermelon in it, and he's swinging that the belly around just right and left, and trying to see how far he can swing without that watermelon going flying.
Yeah.
And then he bends over at the proper way, and then he is like, "See, if you bend over this way, the watermelon just falls to the floor." And he's there joking around. He's like, "It's a good thing I think about these things, Julia. You could kill our baby by bending over normally."
Hopefully, it
And
would come naturally to you to hold on to the baby when you leaned
I
over,
would
but
think.
yeah.
And he's like, "You're starting to show, but it's still very
Yeah.
small, like bump." And he's like, "People are going to start to notice. We really need to tell people." Apparently, Brandon has seen his parents, but they have not seen Julia since the Europe trip when
6 months.
Betty, 6 months. Betty did tell her maybe you should go back to Russia. And Ron said, "You're driving a wedge between us and our son." So it wasn't a great conversation. Um,
Correct.
Brandon says, "I feel like I'm missing out on part of the experience of having a baby by not being able to share it with my parents." And which is probably true. It's your first shot. I get it. But she's also the one carrying the baby. So
I'm trying to look.
maybe
So
it's her decision.
they posted about the pregnancy in August, and they don't say when the baby is coming, but she looks very pregnant.
Yeah, she was very pregnant then.
So she
So this
obviously,
was before when they were still hiding it.
but the question is, has she had the baby?
I
Um,
thought she had, but maybe they
um,
haven't posted it yet?
but I'm looking and she does have like, you know,
He posted that scary photo of him with Betty as if Betty was the baby. That was
um,
terrifying.
by the way, their Europe stuff does say hashtag backpack Europe, hashtag travel blog, hashtag blah, blah, blah.
Mm,
Um, I still don't imagine that they just took backpacks.
right. No, I don't get
No. Um, so yes, the answer is yes, she does have some paid content on there. Good for her.
good. Good for her. So Brandon wants to tell the parents I'm missing out on part of the experience of having a baby with by not telling my parents. And she says, "Well, let's compromise. We can tell our friends Nikki and Drew, and we'll ask them to be the godparents." He's like, "Okay." So they go out to dinner with them. She orders nachos and pretzel sticks, yum, with chocolate sauce. Ew.
Ooh.
If they didn't know you were pregnant before, I'm surprised they didn't pick up on it right then. So Julia
Well,
takes
I
the
don't
chocolate.
a pretzel dipped in chocolate is think about a chocolate
Oh,
covered
that's true,
pretzel, it's
but it's a
that's pretty
soft
good.
pretzel. Yeah, I guess a soft
Oh, no,
pretzel
not a
with
soft pretzel.
it was a soft pretzel.
No.
Um,
Mm-mm.
which I guess sometimes the soft pretzels are like the cinnamon sugar soft pretzels. So you could have a dessert soft pretzel, but not
Mm,
nachos. At least I hope
no.
not. So Julia writes on the plate in chocolate, "Will you be our godparents?" They can't read it. She's drawn a picture of a person who is, she says, fat, and it's holding, like, I don't know, a baby, but it looked not like a baby. They just are not getting it.
Yeah.
Finally, they work through it and they get it and they're shocked and they're just in shock. And Julia says, "You're the only ones who know." And Nick goes, "You mean amongst your friends, right?"
Mhm.
And they're like, "Nope, parents don't know." And they're like, "Oh boy."
I can't believe she
And
hasn't told her parents because if she's gonna have, like, her mom come over, I mean, they gotta start planning that.
exactly. But then it wouldn't be fair. You can't tell one side, like you said, and not the other. Well, you
No, you did.
could, because her parents have been nice and have had normal boundaries. So I
She could
kind of
call
feel
her
like
parents and talk to them in Russian, and he'll never know
he'll
anything.
never know. He'll
Yeah.
never know. So, and then she could say, well, then you should have learned Russian like I asked you to.
Mhm.
So Julia's like, don't tell anybody. And Julie explains why she hasn't. And they say, you need to tell Betty. It's never Betty and Ron. It's just Betty.
Mm-mm.
You need
Yeah.
to tell her. It's never them. It's Betty clearly rules the whole group and the friend group. Even the friends know it's
They're
Betty's
afraid.
world. We're all just living in it.
Everyone's
So,
afraid. Yes. Yes.
yeah. So Julia said, and they know Betty's gonna watch this. So when it comes out. So they're
Yes.
like, Betty, we were on your side the whole time. Did you see how we were on your side?
Yeah.
So Julia says, I talked to Betty and I told her I didn't want to visit the farm. And she got very offended. And Brandon goes, what? You talked to my mom? When? And she's like, a few weeks ago. I talked to her on the phone and I said, I never want to go back to the farm. And Nick is like, I don't think she means never. I think it's a communication language barrier. And Julia's like, nope. I said, I never want to go back to the farm ever. And Brandon is like, what? You said that to my mom? I can't believe it. And then they're in their talking head, and Brandon goes, was this your plan all along, to put distance between me and my parents?
And he's
Yes,
like,
this was her plan when she met you at a discotheque in Russia many, many years ago.
right.
And she wanted to put, that's why she willingly lived with you and your parents for many months, years, when she moved to the United States,
Right.
because she was trying to drive a wedge. Yes,
She
Brandon.
thought they seemed normal on vacation, but then she moved into that murder
Right.
house and was like, "Oh my god, help me."
Oh
Yeah.
my, get out of here. So Brandon is being annoying, and Julia says, your parents make me stressed. I never want to stay at the farm ever. I don't want to live in Betty's rules. She doesn't even want to spend the night there at the farm. She's like, it'll be like in those horror movies, and they trap you. If you stay one night,
Yes.
then you're trapped there. They lock you in, and it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
Yes. All of
I
it.
don't even want to go to the farm. And Betty will get more controlling after the baby comes. And the friends, scared of Betty, are like, I think Betty will be fine. She should know. That's her mother. She has to know. And Julia's like, listen, if he wants to spend time with them, that's fine. I just don't want to talk to her. This is my pregnancy. Like, I'm scared and I don't need the stress. He can go over there. I'm not stopping him. And Nick goes, Betty won't like this. Knowing Betty the way I do, how well do you know Betty, Nick? He's like, Betty won't like this. This is going to be a problem. Well, no, duh. Everything's a problem with Betty. She doesn't like anything. Julia does.
It is gonna
And
be bad. I wonder if they saw the Instagram announcement of the pregnancy at the same time we did.
that is what will be bad.
Yes.
Unless Betty pulls a Matt's mom and is just so excited there's a grandbaby. That's
Yeah.
the only hope that you have, is that they're so excited about the grandbaby that they are willing to forgive the fact that they weren't the first to know the second she peed on the stick.
Right.
But
But,
knowing them, they're petty. She's going to be upset.
you know, Julia just had so many good points. She was like, "This is our baby. This is our family. Them don't need to be involved." Yeah.
Yeah, them don't need to be involved. Men's drives me crazy. No men's will control me.
That's
And
right.
Julia says, this baby and our family have to come first now. And your parents always want to be in the first spot, which is true. And they've always been like, they should come first over Julia, which
Right.
your wife has to come first. That's just what happens when you get married. And
It
no one
says it
ever
in the
told
Bible.
Brandon that.
Says it in
Yeah,
the Bible.
no one
Must
but
be true.
God ever tried to tell Brandon that. And he didn't
Mhm.
listen to God. And
Mm-mm.
or Moses, whoever said it in the Bible.
No, I
So
don't know who said it.
Nick says you need to compromise and you guys need to be on the same page about this. And Brandon says, well, I'm done waiting. I'm not going to wait anymore. And I'm telling my parents. And Julia says, you can't, not without my permission. And he goes, yes, I can.
Brandon, don't be such a dick.
Maybe they can find out, but that doesn't mean she has to see them until she's ready.
I
Like,
think that's right. He could tell them, and it's like,
he
Julia
could
is
tell
just,
them
yeah,
they
not
can
ready
start
to get your,
shopping for the baby,
yeah, well, again,
but
just like she doesn't want your
they don't have
advice.
they don't have to have no one has access to you without your permission, even if they are your in-laws, especially if you're pregnant. So, if she does not wanna give them access to her, that's
Mhm.
her boundary.
Yeah, you could tell them, but it'd be like, "She doesn't want your advice. She doesn't want you to come over.
Mhm.
Yes, we're going to let you see the baby and be a part of the baby's lives, but right now, because she's
Yeah,
high risk pregnancy, she doesn't want the stress of
right.
you 2 and your mullets at our
Yeah,
house." Yeah,
yeah. Those mullets are stress inducing.
they are. They are. It's a lot of upkeep. Um,
Mhm.
okay.
Or none, we don't know.
We again,
It
unclear.
might just happen that way.
By the way, Bunky Lindsay did come through with an explanation of, the guy with the feathered hair from
Yeah,
the Dateline that we did together.
Eddie.
She thinks that's his hair. She says
I thought so too. Good
yeah,
job, Eddie.
she said she thinks it's his hair, and she said he definitely uses hot tools on it, is what she said.
Okay.
He definitely feathers it back with a
Yeah,
yeah, curling iron, yeah.
I
He
love it.
doesn't wake up like that is her point, yeah.
No.
Takes some time. Bunky Lindsay, if I'm wrong on that, let me know. Okay, let's go to the what do you call them, the pit 6?
Yeah, I don't know,
Okay,
it's dumb.
it's really the Florida 4 at this moment
Yeah.
because 2
Yeah,
people
it is.
used
Mhm,
their brains and left. So,
mhm. Questionable quad.
mm, that was good. That was a terrible laugh, I'm sorry, it just came from nowhere. Okay, Elizabeth and Andre and Jovi and Yara go to sit outside by a fire, and Jovi's taking all the credit. He's like, I made this romantic thing for us. Like, I got all this stuff, made the s'mores. And at one point, Andre goes, "Quit trying to take all the credit for this. What, you make this fire yourself?" And he's like, "All right." So they got all the stuff out for s'mores, and now he doesn't know how to make a s'more correctly. For everybody out there, you do not put the graham cracker and the chocolate on the stick into the fire because what will happen? The chocolate will melt right into the fire, and you'll have a burned graham cracker. You only put the marshmallow into the fire and only briefly, so it's just slightly toasty.
I
Okay?
mean, some people might say you burn it to a crisp. It's really personal preference,
That's
but,
true. That's true.
no, you definitely don't put on the chocolate or the graham cracker on the
No,
fire.
no.
No.
Yara, they're asking her in the talking head, did you know about s'mores? Because she's like, listen, even I don't even know about the s'mores, but Joey's doing the s'mores wrong. And he goes, what are you saying? She goes, did he do the smurf? And he goes, you saying morph? And she goes, yes, it's like that cartoon with the Smurfs. You have that here, this cartoon. He goes, the Smurfs. It's funny, guys. It's funny. Um, and so Andre is like, oh, I'm so glad like we're out here together. Like those idiots are not here. And they're all like, all right with the idiots, okay.
He
And
did not that he just started it
he
off
just
on
starts
that
it off.
foot, and he doesn't have to start it off like
They could
that.
just talk about the Sasquatch hunting. They don't have to talk about
Totally.
Lauren and
Or
Alexi at
it's a
all.
shame Lauren and Alexi aren't here. They're
Yeah.
missing out. That's all. You don't have to call them idiots.
Yeah, he goes, "I'm so glad these idiots are not out here." He goes, "Oh, we could all been friends, but there's stuff going on with them all the time." And Yara goes, "Yeah, you guys are the ones making the drama, I think." And Jovi goes, "Yeah, here's the thing: you're making them out to be the bad guys and making us try to think they're bad guys, but actually they're not. Like, why do you guys, meaning Andre and Libby, why do you guys need drama all the time?" And Yara goes, "Why you need to be feisty all the time?" Um,
He is feisty, but
and he
not in
goes,
a fun way.
"No." He goes, "It doesn't have to be like that. Like, we could just not have drama." And Andre says to Jovi, "Now you're trying to instigate shit." Well, Andre, you brought it up by calling them idiots, and they're not even
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
And Yara goes, we're not trying to instigate anything. I just don't want to fight. And we like Lauren and Alexi. So we're just like, we like you guys and we like them, and we just don't want to fight." And Andre says, last night, Andre says, oh, he says, last night, all the shit was right. Everything was fine. And Jovi says to Libby, but you came into our room bashing her last night. And Elizabeth goes, bashing? She goes, no, I was just telling Yara what was being said about her so she could be cautious about Lauren. And then
No,
you went and told Lauren. So
no
how
one
can I
believes that.
know? So how can I know as friends if I tell you something, you're not going to go and run and tell her the next day because you're in Miami? And so maybe you two are trying to stir the pot. And so Laura's just looking at her like, you're so stupid. And the talking head, Elizabeth goes, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Jovi and Yara are the common denominator. Because originally, and you keep pointing this out, Kimberly, originally, Yara told me what Lauren said about my husband, and then told Lauren what I said to her in confidence. So it seems they're good at being neutral, but the moment the shit hits the fan, they take a step back and they pretend they had nothing to do with it, which
That
is
is
true
true.
because Yara did start it by saying at the
Mhm.
dinner, yeah,
And then be like, "I don't want drama. I hate drama."
yeah. And Elizabeth says to Yara and Jovi, whenever something happens, you're in the middle of it. And Andre goes, yeah, you just played the fucking double game over here. You just played that double game. Like, you pick sides, motherfucker. You pick a side. You got to choose what the fuck you're doing. And they're like, wait, why are you cursing
What?
at us? Like, what's happening?
Why you
I,
sound like you're on The Sopranos or something?
I do love when Andre says you play a double game because he's trying to say you
Double
play
game.
both sides. He said this before. Like, you're playing the fucking double game over here.
Double game. It's like double dutch.
Yes, yes. And so Yara goes, I didn't even know, like, why are we fighting? And Jovi goes, oh, meaning Andre, he can't be around anybody and not fight. He's a fucking cancer to everybody he's around. Now, here's where I call bullshit. This had to be fake because as Jovi said, he can't be around anybody and not fight. He's a fucking cancer to everybody he's around. If that was said, and this is a true conversation, Andre would have gotten up and picked Jovi up and thrown him into a snowbank.
Yeah, I do feel like that because that language is not nice. And uh, Sandy said it on Below Deck one time. She got a
Oh,
lot of hate. She called
yeah.
somebody a cancer, and
Mm.
that's not nice. And yeah, you're right. And or Libby would have been like, "Cancer? How did my dad had cancer?"
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And yeah, Andre would have snapped Jovi like a twig.
So they just breezed right past this. And I was like,
Right.
now see, you
Or
had
it's just
me.
edited out. Maybe they didn't I don't know why they just went out edit out that whole part then
Yeah,
instead of their reaction to it. Yeah.
because it was so offensive. Yeah. So Andre says, again, you just playing the double sides and you need to pick. And Yara goes, no, we don't have to pick. We can be friends with everyone. And Elizabeth goes, I trusted you, Yara. And Yara goes, I'm not the one that went and told her that. Jovi called her over and told her. And Andre goes, oh, wait. Hold on, hold on. So Andre has now come up with a different thought in the middle of this.
Mhm.
Because Jovi is like, I mean, Yara's like, I didn't even say it. It was Jovi. Andre was like, wait, hold on. I have a point I wanted to make, which is, hold on. Are you not a dick to your wife? You called her fucking
What?
ugly and shit.
Are we going back to the dick
Yeah, yeah,
horrible
yes,
person thing?
yeah.
Body shaming
So
right
Andre's
now?
like, he's 3 beats behind, okay?
He's like 3 episodes behind.
Yeah, yeah. And he goes, "Aren't you a dick? You called her fucking ugly and shit?" And Yara goes, "Yeah, I agree. That was awful, but that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about right now."
It really doesn't.
And
No.
Andre goes, "So you're a dick to your wife. Alice is a dick to his wife, and we all know it. So now what am I the dick for?" Like, okay, you just want to say dick a
For
lot? Like what?
other you
Yeah,
got so basically all you're landing on is that all 3 men are dicks to their wives,
right,
which is
right.
fine. We can all agree on that.
We can all agree that's the thing that's going to unify this country.
Yeah.
So, and then talking it together, Yara says, Andre is a drama queen. He can't keep his mouth shut. He's so dramatic and so aggressive. He's like an animal, seriously. And Jovi says, yeah, we're not the problem. Elizabeth instigated the conflict with Lauren, and now she wants to blame you because Elizabeth's telling her, whatever. And she goes, I don't like this
He shares
gaslighting.
some of the blame. He shares some of the blame of the instigating because he did bring it up.
Which one?
Jovi.
Jovi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Jovi goes, so you went to a housewarming party being a dick. And Elizabeth goes, a housewarming party. And and Elizabeth goes, and your friend, their friend attacked my husband. And Yara goes, I don't have a control over that. Like she could have better friends. I don't know what to tell you on that. And Elizabeth goes, yeah, y'all could have made her leave or something. And Jovi goes, I agree. Laura needs better friends. But listen, everywhere you go, there are problems that follow you. And then he says to Andre, he goes, that you've had problems with Elizabeth's families. You've had problems with them, Lauren and Alexi, with her, with Yara, and now with all of us. And Elizabeth's like, hold on a minute. Now, Andre keeps trying to talk like Georgie was trying to talk earlier, but she is not.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
Not
Elizabeth goes, excuse me, you don't know anything about anything. And he didn't cause any problems in my family. My family had fucking issues with him since he got here. And he just defended himself the entire way. And then we made a decision to distance ourselves because they were causing so many issues in our marriage. He didn't come here with a chip on his shoulder. He was ready to be a part of my family. And they didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. And they thought he was using me. And so Andre, who keeps trying to
she
talk,
goes like all like Americans think that people are just trying to come here for a green card. Like she goes into this diatribe about how
yeah,
narrow-minded her family is as
yeah,
Americans.
and Americans in general. And Andre, again, 2 beats behind, goes, "No, wait, you fucking thought that about her family? Like, wait." Elizabeth's like, "I've already given my speech."
Yeah.
And Elizabeth goes, "It's the same. It's like your family thought Yara was using you for a green card. Americans just have this idea, but no, maybe no one's using anybody. Maybe we just love each other." So in the talking head, Elizabeth goes, Jovi bringing up my family, and he doesn't even have the information. I feel like he's just trying to point the finger now. And now I think they are the problem. So Andre says to them, I see you now running sides to sides. And now you have to choose. You have to choose what the fuck you're doing. Like, why did you fucking invite these people over here to this thing over here? And Yara goes, we like you guys. I mean, I don't know about now.
The show wanted us to hang out. That was hilarious. Yeah.
She goes,
I
I mean,
like you guys. I mean, maybe a little bit less after this
yeah.
conversation, but
And Andre says, and then you're running and you telling shit to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, let's go. Let's go, babe. And Elizabeth goes, babe, God. And Yara goes, no, just sit down and finish the conversation. And he goes, she's running the double game. She's running the 2 games, babe. And Yara says the best line of the episode, which is, are you sniffing glue or something?
I
It
loved it.
was so funny. So anyway, he's like, let's go. And
So
she's like, don't
funny.
go, blah, 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 blah. And the talking head, Yara goes, Elizabeth and Andre are a little bit of the toxic. And Jovi goes, they have a hard time taking accountability. And I can see now how fast they will just turn on us. And as they huff off, Elizabeth says bye and says another word in another language. And Jovi goes, what'd she say? And she goes, oh, she said bye, bitch. But she didn't say it like, hey, bitch, you're fun. She said it like in the mean way.
Yeah.
I guess she said it in
I thought
Russian.
it was some slang like that the teens use because Elizabeth thinks she's really cool. I didn't know that it was in another language. I
It was
just know
another
it was
language.
bleeped out and I had no clue. I thought it
Because
was
when
like
Jovi,
6, 7, something else I didn't get.
but Jovi was like, what was that word? Like he didn't understand what the word
Yeah.
was. And it was, and I rewound it a couple of times and it had something like a hard sound in it. So I was like, oh, it must be like a Russian or Ukrainian word for bitch, but not in the fun way, in the
Right.
bad way. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's it. They walk off. Now we're gonna go to Jasmine, Matt, Gino, Matilda, etc. Two questions. Two
Yeah.
questions about them before we get into it. Did Gino buy a new house? What is
It
this
did
house?
I don't know.
He was in a
It
townhouse. We saw it a million times.
a million times.
What
This
is
was
this
not
home that was decorated nicely?
no, it couldn't have been his.
No explanation given?
I honestly, maybe he's house sitting for Dana and,
Michelle.
Michelle, because I don't know whose house this is.
Okay, if anybody knows the answer to this, we are recording this way earlier than usual. So if it has come out, somebody please send me a DM on it. And then my number 2 point that I want to make before you get started is on this episode, real tears came out of Jasmine's eyes.
I
Real
think
ones.
they do not. I think she's a really good crier, and I don't know if that's why I don't believe them because she cries all the time, but and they're crocodile tears, they're fake tears, but they're real tears. She cries real tears. I think she just has a lot of moisture in her body. She's able to
Mm-mm.
produce real tears a lot. This is not the first time this has happened.
What we see her a lot do the whole like screaming when she
Right.
cried about finding that lipstick in Gino's car.
Okay, that one there were no real
Yeah.
tears for that. But lately I feel like she's been crying real tears or she's been using those drops
Yeah,
that
she's
that
hormonal.
actors do.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
yeah.
Carry on.
Okay, do you want me to do Gino first or Jasmine and Matt?
Let's do Gino first and get it over with.
Okay. So we're seeing quick cuts of around the house, which another reason I don't think this is his house, because there's a wheelbarrow full of dirt. Like Gino's not doing gardening. What's like he
Well,
doesn't do
only
lawn
2
work.
months out of the year when it's nice, you know?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then there's a model of a ship, but I think it was like a British ship.
They kept
Like
showing
a
that. Yeah.
yeah, what does that mean? What does it
Mm.
mean?
What does it
So he's cutting a block of cheese with his readers down on his nose again. Just
mean?
take them off if you're not reading. I don't understand.
You can't see the
So
cheese.
he can't see the cheese. He'll
Mm-mm.
cut his finger off. And he's like, "Oh, I love fresh cheese. Yeah, I don't want no moldy cheese or anything like that. I love fresh cheddar cheese." Was he just talking about cheese to make us think of Jasmine sucking on his toes?
No, he
Because
wasn't.
that's
He was just
all I could
talking.
think of.
He just thinks he's funny, and he's not.
Ugh, and then he opens up some, like, slimy sausage thing in a roll that looked like dog food. It looked like spam that had been shoved into a giant casing,
I was like, "Are you supposed
like,
to cook that first? What are you doing?"
he just slices it and then ugh, and
Yeah.
then puts it on crackers. I love cheese and crackers. I've been single for a long time, and I've been back to eating unhealthy. I've been eating my frozen dinners, but I believe I'll meet somebody, and then I'll eat good food again. Wait, you can only eat good food when you have a lady cooking for you? And
That's what
then
he's
you eat
saying, yes.
your frozen dinners? Okay.
Mhm.
And he's like, "I'm gonna get back out there," and those glasses are about to fall off his nose. They're just at the very tip. They're gonna fall I wish I had my glasses. I could just show you. They're right there. They're so low. That's how he's
Like this?
yes, they're so
See, when you look
I
down, it's good. When you look up, you can still see.
but he's not
Look
even reading
down.
anything. He's talking to the camera
Yeah. It's right at the end. I'm just trying to get it
right
right
at
at
the
the
end.
end. Yeah, yeah. This is not
And
comfortable. It's not
the
comfortable.
producer goes, "Where is your divorce at?" And he goes, "Oh, divorce, that's a tricky topic. Unfortunately,
But I think
I."
he was making fun of the producer saying, "Where's your divorce at?"
Oh, yeah.
'Cause he
And
goes,
he's
"Where's
like,
my divorce at?"
"Yeah."
Mhm. Mhm. That is improper
Unfortunately, I
English.
can't just get a divorce right away. Would I like to? Yes. Then do it.
Do
You
it.
literally could. You
Mhm.
actually could get a divorce right away. That's
Yeah.
what the lawyer told you. But
Mhm.
I want to make sure the immigration fraud that I filed takes effect. So you've chosen vengeance
Uh-huh.
over getting the quick divorce.
Uh-huh.
So it's a choice that you're making, not
Yes.
that you just can't get a divorce.
Correct.
I hate that rule that now I could be the father of this baby and I'm not the father. I want to go to Congress and get that rule changed. Can you imagine him at Congress? He'd be like, "Yes, Miss AOC, I don't think it's fair that my whore wife gets pregnant by the man that I said she could sleep with." But there were rules, and she was there for too many hours, and in the great state of Michigan, I'm the father when we all know I couldn't sleep with her for a year because she was mean to me. And even though she's acted this way since I met her in Panama, she frauded me because I had no idea she was like this, even though she's been like this.
And so I would like all states to enact a
Yeah.
law. Yes. Mhm. Okay.
I want the president to deport her. Is that how it works?
Actually,
Yes,
it is.
actually.
In today's age, it is. Continue.
And he goes, "I have money that she shouldn't get her hands on because she's a cheater, a liar, and a hoe."
And then he goes, 6'7", 6'7".
She's a hoe. She's a dang hoe. And then we see him Google top-rated dating sites with his little mouse that he's
Yeah.
using.
Mhm.
Top-rated Google or dating sites. And he goes, it's hard to meet people around here because of my personality and the way I dress.
But
And
look
I
at this
don't have
brand
a
new house
job.
that I don't own. Yes.
And he's like, I'm going to Google tips on creating a dating profile. Oh, okay. Use a good picture. Don't use sexual innuendo. He says innuendo.
That would be
In
hard for lots of people on this show. It'd be hard not to use the innuendo. Yes,
especially Darcey. She loves talking about that meat. Gotta eat that
she
meat.
does. Yeah, and don't forget
Um,
about Manon on the other way. I just want to have your
yes.
sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah.
Don't use innuendo. Be weird. That's not hard for me. Be funny if at all possible. Everybody likes humor. Okay, great. Good luck, Gino.
Oh,
He
Gina.
says, I think my tagline is going to be loves to travel the world and no sugar babies. What
You
if
don't
you've
like
been traveling the world to get a sugar baby?
what
Where
you
have you
okay.
gone
Okay,
besides
right.
Panama to get a
And,
sugar baby?
and Brazil. And
And
Brazil.
Brazil to get a sugar baby.
Mhm.
And so he's like, I better find a good photo. And he pulls up all of the photos on his computer. And he's like, oh, look, I just happened to pull up this really old photo of me shirtless with muscles. And look at that full head of hair. You just wanted to show off that photo. That
Yeah,
photo
and
was not at the top of your reel on your on
I
your
don't think he
computer.
had a full head of hair since he's been like 17. I
That
don't
was a
think
wig.
yeah, I think he just styled it in such a way, but no, when we see his wedding picture later, you're like, "Wow, that was like
Wow.
15, 20 years ago, and it was on the way out." Yeah.
Ugh. Then Uncle Marco calls him, and Marco got a text from somebody. Why I feel like Uncle Marco is better with technology than Gino is. And
Yeah.
Marco got a text from someone who said that Jasmine is on her social media saying she had her baby. So Gino looks at the photo and he stares at it for way too long before he realizes, line, I have a line here. He goes, oh my God, she had her baby. And Marco's like, does it say if it's a boy or a girl? Why do they care? Why I don't yeah, oh, it says it's a girl, Matilda. Marco says, are you okay, kid? I know you wanted to have a baby, but not with that lady. I
You
don't think he
can't
ever
have a
wanted a kid.
no, I don't think he did either. He's what?
I don't think he
He's
ever
my
wanted a
age.
kid with
He's like 58. How old is he? He's my
yeah,
age, I think. Yeah.
I don't think have we ever seen him interact with children? Like if I saw him at a park with children, I would tell them to run.
I would
Like
think it was I would think somebody had been trafficked. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he should be around children.
Yeah.
So Gino goes, yeah, I'm okay, Uncle Marco. Karma's a bitch and she's going to get hers. And then I bet
Nice.
rewatching this, he's wishing he had said, Karma's a bitch and so is Jasmine, but he didn't.
That would have made more
And
that
then
would have yeah.
Marco just goes, I got to go. And he hangs up. And I was like, what happened? Did
Marco's
he have
probably
to
like, "Jasmine's on the other line. She wants me to be the godfather. Gotta go."
I was like, did he have a bathroom emergency or is he like on a date? Well, I don't know what Marco's life is like, but
Nap time.
he had to go. He
Go.
had to go. He can't talk
Time
to
for
Gino for more than 2 seconds.
time for this
So
bullshit.
Gino says, Jasmine wasted 4 years of my life, and I slept with her for what to 1.5 of those years.
Uh-huh.
So I wasted some of my sperm too. He doesn't
Mhm.
say that part.
Mhm.
He says, I could have been with someone who loved me and I had a baby with them. Again, you don't want a baby. I
Mm-mm.
don't care about Jasmine's life. I'm focused on my life, which is why every word out of my mouth for the rest of this episode is going to be about Jasmine. Sure. He continuously says he does not care.
Mhm.
Which is why you've dedicated your life to revenge like you're Liam Neeson in Taken.
Mhm.
That is how dedicated you are, but you don't care. You don't care
Doesn't
about
care.
her.
Nope, doesn't care.
No. So then he Googles how to avoid sugar babies, which is a Google search, as he keeps talking about Jasmine. She's going to have to prove it wasn't immigration fraud, and she's going to have to do an official interview. And good luck with that. We're going to see how jolly she is after that.
Is she jolly normally?
Is she
Yeah.
Santa Claus? Yeah, she's not very. I think he's like, I see her with those happy pictures with Matt. She's not going to be smiling after that immigration interview. So then he goes to a clothing store. He's like, I'm missing some buttons on these shirts. So he wants this fancy clothing store to put new buttons on these shirts. These like Panama shirts with the Hawaiian print.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his pants are too big. And so he wants them to take them in. And I was like, why are you there, not a tailor? And then he says, and I want some new clothes. Okay, now we're
Good.
getting somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he said, which Jasmine has been begging him to do for years. Get
Since
new
we
clothes.
first ever saw them together. Yeah.
The mandals and the shorts and the
Mhm.
sneakers with the white socks. She hated it all.
The
And she was
mandals.
still willing to have sex with you.
Mandals. I love that.
She was willing to have sex with that, dressed
Yeah.
like that.
Yes. Yes, she was.
That's
She
love.
loved him. She loved him. She thought he was
Yeah.
hot.
So he tells the sales guy, I am recently single and I want to look for something fancy so I can start dating. My first question, does Gino know how much things cost at this nice store?
No, he could buy a new pair of pants for the amount of fabric he's getting taken out of those giant pants he's got on. Yeah.
Absolutely. So also, why has he lost so much weight? Because when we saw him with no shirt on, I felt like he had gained weight, but whatever. Maybe he's
No.
he's been eating too many cheese and cracker boards, but
No, the pants are just old-timey pants that are just
they're
like
just loose.
they're
Yeah.
pleated and they're very loose. Like men's pants used to be very like pleated and like
But
Dave has
tight up, high up to your boobs like Fred Mertz from Love
No,
Lucy.
not that style, but even like just think about like 80s and the style of pants, even they're like khaki pants. They just were pleated, so they were
Yes.
more flowy. Like Dave has some pants like that, and I'm like, we're not doing that anymore. Dave's like,
No.
but I love
Mm-mm.
pleated pants. I'm like, no, we're not doing pleats in our pants anymore. It's over. Mm-mm. Yeah.
So he says, I usually shop at the Salvation Army. Again, this cheap as
Uh,
fuck guy. He doesn't shop there because he like is on a strict budget or
no,
because he likes to find like cool thrift store finds
no,
or because he again is on a strict budget. He
no.
like always shops there because he doesn't care about fashion and he's super cheap.
We remember
So
when he was dating that other girl that was fake, whatever her name was, and he was like, "Oh, I'm over here at the
Natalie, yeah.
Goodwill, and look at this great
Mhm.
selection." Of course, at that time, we were like, "Where is that Goodwill? That does look like a good selection."
It did. I did not love him trying on all those hats in the
No,
Goodwill
that's
because that's
asking for
gross.
lice.
Yeah. So he's like, I want to look like George Clooney or Richard Gere. And then he laughs hysterically. I
Good
don't-
luck.
Okay. Yeah.
That
So
man's
the
like, "How
guy,
much money do you have? Because and how
yeah.
many days?"
Yeah.
Because no, yeah.
So the guy goes, so do you need these things in a rush? And Gino goes, well, I'm on the dating apps and I made a profile, but I haven't landed a date yet. But I just want to be ready to go when I do land a date that I can
Mhm,
have some clothes. And so the
mhm.
guy's like, okay. So the guy puts this like jacket on him, and Gino goes, it's not something I would normally wear. Isn't that the whole point?
That's
I
the
thought that
point.
was the whole point.
Yeah.
And then we see Gino's wedding photo for his first wedding. His face is just getting I don't know. It's it's just not a good photo. The eyes are way off, like not where they should be. It's not attractive. The lady whose face is blurred out looks nice and
Got
tolerant from he just doesn't look great in that photo. It's not a good photo.
No, and maybe after that,
He
he
looks
decided
like
to start wearing
Gollum.
hats. Yeah, maybe he started to
Yeah.
start wearing hats after that photo, yeah.
It wasn't the hair, it was the face his face.
It's both, it's both, it's
It's
both.
both.
It's
So he says, "I met her in the Brazil section." of a dating site. And then he laughs hysterically. Like it's the funniest thing ever. And he goes, I guess I do have a type. I like the wide hips and the big booty. And maybe I care too much about looks. You think?
Yeah, that sounds like
Maybe
it.
part of the problem is you're shooting outside of your range,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, given your face situation. So and personality and wealth
Uh,
and intelligence and all of
mhm.
it. So
And misogyny, all the things.
yeah,
Yeah.
all of it.
Mhm.
So the salesman says, "Well, the clothes should like change the way you feel and the way you behave." And I thought, "Let's hope so," but I doubt it. So Gino says, "Well, my last lady, she treated me horribly. She got pregnant with another guy." Salesman is like, "Whoa." But he handles it so well. He does a very quick recovery. And he's like, "Thank you for telling me that so that I can help you find clothes."
So that I could
that
help you
that
find some pants.
that
Yeah.
information will help me pick out pants that will best suit you.
Mhm.
I'm here to
Mhm.
help you feel more confident. It sounds like you just need a good dose of confidence
Sounds
after
like you
going
need to
through
this is
that.
a nice dinner jacket that will really
Yeah.
boost that confidence. Yeah.
The guy was trying. He was trying so hard to be nice. And so they land on a jacket. Gino is feeling himself. He's turning from side to side. Sharp. I feel sharp. Snatched. He doesn't say snatched. I wish he had said snatched. He's like pointing at himself in the mirror like he's at Night at the Roxbury. And she's like
Mhm.
so
Yes.
cheesy. And the salesman's like, "Oh God, this is a nice store. Please calm down." And then he
Mm.
goes, "You do need pants though. The jacket's great, but you need pants. We got to keep MC Hammer in the 90s."
Yeah.
And Gino is like, "What's the MC Hammer dance? Show me." And the guy's like, "No, sir. This
No.
is a dignified store. I'm wearing a nice suit. Please do not behave this way." It's like in Pretty
Uh,
Woman when she goes to the store and they treat her
mhm.
poorly.
Yeah.
Um, Gino starts doing something that he thinks is the MC Hammer, which it's not. It was more like the Running Man slash a skiing move, like
I
he's skiing or something.
it was like he was in an
Um,
aerobics class, and it's like scissor kicks.
Scissor,
Y
what? That is
Yeah.
not MC Hammer. What are you
No.
doing?
Mm-mm.
And the guy is so embarrassed. And like, we shouldn't have allowed, I'm going to speak to the manager. We should not have agreed to film a TV show in this store.
I don't care how much press we're getting, it's not worth it.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So Gino's like, um, "I should have done this sooner, like getting all snazzy and not worried about that K1 visa stuff. I feel great. Like you could have found a lady here. Like I shouldn't have found some foreign lady and I could have found a guy here if I was dressed this good." I don't
Yeah.
know his point. And then
Yeah.
he says, "But I'm still going to put all my effort into making sure she gets deported because she deserves it." Okay.
He went from a high high to a low low. Yeah.
You feel so great about yourself but you're still gonna bring her and her new baby down. Okay.
Yeah,
So then
nice.
at this point, he sees that the jacket is $1,000 and he says, "Oh boy, wow, this jacket that's a lot of money. That's out of my budget." Why did you bother the salesman then? You just wasted like an hour of this man's time
Yeah, at
and he had to
least.
see you dance and he had to get close up to your gross breath, your salami breath, while he was fixing that jacket. And you're
Uh,
like, he goes, "I can't really afford that. Paying for the divorce is my top priority. Being vengeful is more important to me. So that is why I can't do the jacket." I was so mad for this salesman that you have looked at something in the store to see the price range, to
right.
see that you could not afford it before you tried it on and wasted this man's time. This is why I hate you, Gino.
I
And
would
the
have said,
salesman,
give me another jacket that's not as expensive." Yeah.
yeah, something. It's
Yeah.
clearance. Is there clearance? Do you have a
Right.
Salvation Army section of this store? And the salesman goes, "That's all right. That's fine. It's fine
That's
that I
fine.
wasted all of this time on you and learned your entire life story and had to see
Mhm.
you MC Hammer dance. It's great. This was a great not at all waste of my time. It's fine.
Hmm.
So then we move on to Jasmine and Matt. They're taking Matilda to meet his mom, or Matilda, his mom and sister, we learn, are coming over there, and they're picking
Yeah.
out outfits for her to wear. And Jasmine is stressed because she's never had a mother-in-law. They're all dead, which is kind of nice. Not that I want them to be dead. It's just nice that I don't have to deal with them.
Yeah. That's right.
She's always honest.
Yeah.
So then we see Matt feed the baby, and he says she's 2 months old and I love her more than anything, but it is like 24-hour surveillance. Wait until she starts crawling.
Yeah.
Right
Right.
now, she's just laying there.
That's right.
So he said, I've never been more tired, but I know Jasmine is tired times 4. She's a real trooper. And he says, Jasmine, if you want to make a good impression, don't curse in front of my mom. And she's like, you're the real cursor. And she's like, what does your mom know? And he goes, well, I did tell her about you and the baby after Matilda was born. She was heartbroken. And Jasmine says, your mom doesn't know the real you. You are a fuck boy. You were the gym slut when I met you. And he's like, no, I'm not. And so his mom, he says, my mom knows that you believe in God, and she was very excited about that. That was one of the first questions.
Yeah.
She doesn't know that you're still married. In fact, I told her that we are engaged. And Jasmine is like, what the fuck? Why can you not stop lying?
Yeah.
And Matt says, well, I told her that so she'd just leave us alone. And she goes, what? I cannot believe you did that. You lied to her. And he's like, fine, just tell her whatever. Tell her the truth. I don't care. I'm so tired. And she's like, now I have to tell her the truth. He's like, fine, I'll tell her. Whatever, mom. Like, he's such a pouty child when he gets called on anything.
She's
And
like, you're the
I
one
think
that lied. Yeah.
you're the one that lied. And I think he's tired too, because he keeps like, but he always acts like this. Why is he always so tired? For a man that works out so much and is in his 30s, he is always about to fall asleep like a teenager who is high. Like, he is at the lawyer's office, he was yawning. He's like always bored and half asleep.
Well, he's like me with maybe he's just a yawner like me, but
Yeah.
I don't know why he's so tired. Maybe he needs to get his levels checked.
Yeah, seriously. So Jasmine is nervous. Her stomach is gurgling. I wish I could have pooped, but I couldn't poop before she came. And Matt goes, it's too late now.
Yeah.
So they're at the pooping level of the relationship where they can
Well,
talk about pooping.
I think Jasmine's always at the pooping level.
Pooping. She's all, she
loves to talk
that was her
about
favorite
pooping.
part of the Gino relationship.
Yeah.
Is they could talk about weird stuff.
Yeah.
And bodily
Right.
functions.
Yep.
So Matt's lovely sister and adorable mom arrive. They both seem so nice. They're hugging Matt. They're hugging Jasmine. They're so happy to see the baby. He's like, don't kiss the baby. We don't want her to be sick. Was the mom sick, or do they just, I know you're not supposed to because of germs, herpes. I know you're not supposed, I learned that.
But to tell your mom not to kiss her new grandchild is, in my mind, I was like, maybe they've already met the baby, and so they're just doing this as like a redo.
Yeah.
Because surely you wouldn't say to the new grandmother, "Don't kiss the baby," because you could.
Well, I think it was on Seeking or Surviving Sister Wives, they were talking about it. I feel like Cody and Robin went over and were kissing the baby, and like someone had a cold sore, and like they were really grossed out that how you're not, and then they said you're not supposed to let newborns be kissed by anybody because
that's true.
So many germs. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
That's
I don't
true,
know
but I
anything
think
about
that like
babies.
he didn't seem very nice to his mother, I guess is what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't very, the mom took it well, but he was like, get out of here, dirty mouth, mom. I can't kiss your grandchild. But it's probably smart. I like that he's being protective of the baby, though, because before he couldn't have cared less because she was a girl. So now he's at least like, I know she's a girl, but I don't want her to get sick. So, I mean, I'd want her to get less sick if she was a boy, because then she'd have to be outside and running and doing sports and important things.
Of course.
They are even happy to meet Coco. They couldn't seem nicer.
They were great.
They let Coco jump all over him. So mom says, I did get a little upset because I think that they should have gotten married first, but what's done is done. And God accepts me as a sinner and will accept Jasmine too as a sinner.
Yeah, we're all sinners. That's right.
Yeah, we're all sinners. So everybody is all smiles, and they're like, Jasmine says, we named the baby's middle name after you, after the mom, which was a good kiss up move. That's always
Mhm.
smart.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh, I know. I can't believe it." And they just can't stop laughing at Matt being a father because he's so immature.
Yeah,
Essentially, they both say he is a child. I never thought he would have children. He's an immature, spoiled brat, and we hate him, but we love him, and we can't believe he's a dad. And we're just can't. He's shaking, holding that baby, and like changing diaper. We just can't believe it.
I know.
So but she's like, "I'm so happy," kind of. She's conflicted, like, the mom is conflicted, but
Yeah,
she's mostly happy. And then she holds the baby, and Jasmine is like, "These people are so nice. I can't believe how Matt made me think they were gonna be monsters, and I can't believe he lied to this nice old lady." Also, she seems to be, like, 55 years old. She's not that old, but they keep talking about her like she's gonna die any second, and they're like, "I can't believe she lied to this sweet old decrepit grandma." Who is looks very young. And Jasmine's like, "I can't believe we have to break her heart and tell her that we're not engaged." So then Jasmine and the mom start cooking together, and the mom says, "Yeah, I was happy about the baby and so happy that you're engaged because I don't like sexual immorality." And Jasmine goes, "Oh,
Oh,
yes, yes, yes. I agree. If people are doing things, they have to be serious." That
but however, I am sexually immoral because here we are.
yeah. If you've seen the show, I did suck on my husband's toes a lot, and I peed on him in a jacuzzi. My husband that I'm still married to, um, and I'm knocked up with your it's fine.
What did you think
You
about
know
the
what?
Food, though? Because she said it was polenta, but it was very
Okay, so this
soupy.
is where we actually see the food. So she's
Okay.
made something that looks like white soup. It
Yeah.
looks like extremely watery. Um, it's just like milk or like maybe oatmeal that you've put way too much
Yeah,
water
yeah,
in it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, she says it's polenta. They start eating it and it's just dribbling down. Just it's and the mom goes, "It's good. She just put too much water in it, but it's
Yeah,
good."
yeah.
And they all go, thank you. It's so nice." And Matt goes, I don't want to fill up on this. It's really good though. No one eats more than one sip and then they put their spoons down. They're
I
done.
I was like, listen, I was like, I'm no vegan, but that didn't look like polenta to me. Yeah.
It looked like coconut milk.
Yeah.
It looked nasty.
Yeah.
That's not polenta.
No,
There's no way.
no.
That is I don't know what that was
They
supposed
were
to
like,
be.
it's like porridge. Yeah.
What? But it
Yeah.
wasn't even
Anyway,
like porridge. It wasn't thick at all. It was like literally
she
just pure
probably
liquid.
threw that pan across the floor as soon as they left. You just see,
Yeah.
clean it up, Matt.
So they give her a present, which is a cross necklace because religion, but it
Yeah.
has Matilda's name engraved on it. It's very sweet. And
Very
Jasmine
sweet.
like almost starts crying. And she's like, "Okay, we really need to tell you, Matt. Don't you have something to tell them?" And Matt says, "Mom, I lied about us being engaged. Jasmine is still married. She's getting a divorce." Jasmine says, "I married someone after being with them for 5 years. It was a serious relationship. I'm not a whore, I swear. Like, I was
Mhm.
really with him, and I threw a toothbrush and everything, and that's how I came to this country. But the marriage did not work, and now I'm with Matt." And it was all consecutive things that happened, not concurrently, is what I'm trying to phrase it. So it makes it
Mhm.
sound like I married him, the marriage didn't work out, and now I'm with
And
Matt.
then I got with
And that
Matt.
that's what
Yes.
I'm trying to lead you to believe.
Don't turn
And
on TLC and search my name to see the
no,
show that I was on with my husband. Yeah. Mm,
yeah, called
yeah.
Open Marriage in the Desert, or Last Resort.
Yeah.
And mom starts crying and says, "I'm very disappointed in you, but what do? I have to give it up to God and pray for you and your soul." And the sister says, "Is the divorce like happening? Where are you with that?" And she says, "Well, no, it's totally happening. I have a lawyer, but it is a little tricky because legally the father of the baby is not Matt. My husband has legal rights over Matilda, so he could take her." She makes it sound like he could just kidnap her, like, away
He's
from the mother.
yeah, just everybody bar the door because he's gonna be here in
Yeah,
3, 2, 1. Like,
and
he
then
don't
f
give it
go
he
to
just definitely
Canada.
Doesn't want
with
the
your
baby.
baby.
Yeah,
He
right.
doesn't want the baby.
Mm-mm.
But we have to prove that Matt is the father. And the sister goes, "So you could like I'm not saying you would, but you could cut Matt out completely because he has no legal rights." And she's like, "Yeah, I guess I could. I never thought about it that way. You better be nice to me, Matt." And the mom says, "My heart is crying for my son and for you too, Jasmine. It's just I don't know you as well."
And also, this polenta is terrible, but go ahead.
Also,
And
you
now
are
we're
not a good
hungry.
cook, and
Yeah.
I'm worried my son will starve. And are you feeding this baby? Was this breast milk you fed us? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like they were spooning up breast milk. So she's like, the mom says, "I want my kids and my friends to be saved and to go to heaven, not to hell. And I'm worried that's what's going to happen." And the mom and the sister say they feel deceived and they don't know why they lied about being engaged. And I was like, you raised this idiot who lies to you. Maybe look at that. Is Matt just a liar by nature? Or did you raise him with such religious trauma that he feels like he has to lie to you and is scared to tell you about his life
Right.
because you would be so critical because of the religion? Or is he just a liar? They're both either one could be true. We don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
But that night Jasmine and Matt go to sit by the pool and Jasmine says, "I feel so bad about lying to your mom." And he goes, "Why?" She goes, "Your sweet old mom was crying." Again, she's like 55.
Yeah.
And she was crying. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't like seeing my mom cry, but, this isn't what I thought having a kid would be like." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he's like, It's fine. I made my own choices and life is unexpected. And don't regret anything. I love Maddie and I love this." And Jasmine says, "I always felt like you were hiding me, but now we have each other and we're not in this alone. We have each other's back." And he says, "I mean, I don't know if you're going to leave me or if we're going to annoy each other for the rest of our lives, but, I don't want you to think, Mama, that I'm a joke or that I'm wasting time, Mama." He's brought back the mama.
Go with the mama.
"I don't have a ring, Mama, but I want to get down on one knee and I have this stupid string and I want to tell you, te amo, Mama. I love you. Te amo. I've learned te amo.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I love you. You're so strong. You're a great mother. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to love you right." It's like he's Elvis or something. "I'm
I
going
was
to
like,
love you right."
it's like he had cue cards behind him. It was so cheesy,
Yeah. "With this string, will you marry me? And I'm not rushing you because you're still married." So we
This is when
he's
she
like,
was actually crying.
yeah,
There were actual
she
tears
was
coming
full
out.
on crying.
She
And
was
he's like,
touched. Yeah.
I'm not rushing you because again, you're still married. So we literally cannot rush into
Right.
this. And she cries and she's like, "I love you so much. And if I ever heal that part of me and I'm ready to get married again, I want it to be you. But right now, I don't know. I don't trust people. I'm scared because of what Gino did to me." And Matt tells us, "This is getting real tiring because she keeps pushing me away and I keep trying to prove how much I love her. And I would never push her away. Like she says, she's scared of getting pushed away, but she pushes me away all the time and it gets
True.
old."
Hmm.
And then he goes, "Damn, how do you accept a ring from Gino and I have to work this hard to put a string on your finger? That sucks." And I was like, "Well, maybe if you had a ring, she would have said yes." And maybe it was the
That's
fact that it was a
true.
string.
That's
She's a
true. She is
little
materialistic.
materialistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the fact that it's a string and not a ring is what did it. So he's just very bummed. And that's where we end.
Mm.
Also, when you feel like you proposed just because my mom got so pissed that we're not engaged and I lied about being engaged, so now I'm engaged, I'm asking you to marry me for real, I wouldn't really feel like that was
I would
a
I would
nice proposal.
I think it would be more like, let's have a serious conversation about this. And when you are done with this Gino thing and it is finally
Mhm.
done, I do want to talk about getting engaged. And I do want to talk about getting married. Like that is what I want. I know right now
Yeah.
you're embroiled in this thing with Gino but one day it'll be over and then maybe we could talk.
Yeah.
That would have been a better conversation than to be like, with this string, I thee propose or whatever he was
So
trying to
we
do,
both don't go to hell, according to my mom.
according to my mom. But I mean, obviously they're committed to each other. They live together and they have a baby.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I don't know if she's ever really admitted that she's into him romantically. She's into him sexually, but, like, every time he's like, "I'm in love with you," she always says, "I love you."
Mhm.
But, like, I think she loves him, like, as the father of her child, but
Yeah.
I don't know if she's in love with him. She
Well,
won't even let herself do that because of Gino, or she's just not into him, she sees how dumb he is.
well, I don't think that's the case. But I mean, on Instagram now, it's all about like, this is the love of my life. This is my best friend. This is,
But I've
so
also seen posts where she's been like, "I'm so devastated that the love of my life broke my heart," about Gino, and then Matt wrote in the comments, "Mama, it hurts so much when I see posts like this because I've given you my all and you won't accept it." Like, he'll put it in the comments,
and
and then
then
people,
and are they sitting
"Is
at the
that
table
real?
like, yeah, she's like,
Are
"That's
you
what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna do this and give it 10 minutes, and then you write this, and let's get it going
And
on the
then
internet." Yeah,
people in the comments are, it's like he's fishing because people in the comments are like, "We're rooting for you, Matt. You seem
right,
like a great guy." And he's
right.
like, "Thanks, thanks. I'm getting my heart broken over here." Like, are you really just airing out your public laundry, or is this all for impressions?
All 4 impressions is the answer.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Solved it. Everybody, we are done, and make sure you're also listening to our coverage of Seeking Sister Wife. That is over on the $10 level of Prime, along with Keisha and I did the Love is Blind reunion last week. And this week on the show, I've got Jolenta Greenberg coming on to chat Pop and Bravo this week. And I'm going to have a bonus episode this week, which is an interview with Megan O'Brien, who owns the company Ring My Bell, Belle. And it is like a makeup, hair, spray tan, on
Ooh.
call situation. And she's going to be at BravoCon, and she has got some of the housewives are investors in her company, and
Oh,
she's got a
cool.
whole thing running, and we'll talk about it on Thursday. But it's this whole thing running at BravoCon where you can go and get a selfie with your favorite housewife. You just have to book with Ring My Bell, and Ring My Bell is going to do my makeup one night at BravoCon.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to get my face on, as my mother would say. Just gotta put your face
Yeah.
on before you go
She's
out.
gotta put your face on.
I gotta put my face on. So that's gonna be fun this week. And starting November 19th, Keisha and I will be covering Welcome to Plathville, season 1, episode 1, starting from the beginning. So we will all have that to look forward to, just raging out on the daily.
Yes.
Raging out. Oh my gosh. And don't forget that Keisha and I are covering 60 Days In over on the free feed, Mugshot Monday.
Yeah.
It is
My
all
favorite.
thanks to Kimberly, who turned us on to it.
Really enjoying your coverage.
We're into it. We're into it. We didn't think we would
I'm
be, but we're
loving
into
it.
it.
I was
Yeah.
laughing out loud. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go over and look on Hulu. You can also find it on the A&E app, which is free, but Hulu, you can just search for 60 Days in season 4 and start there. And you can zip through. We're only on to episode 4 now, so you can zip through
Yeah.
and get caught up. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Or
It's
just
worth it.
listen to them because they're doing a good job explaining.
Yeah. That's right. Just listen to our recaps. And
Yeah.
everybody, make sure you're following Kimberly and Katie over on A Date with Dateline. Their Instagram is at Date Dateline. You can find out what's going on there. You guys have a new episode this week.
We will. Tonight's episode. Well, we're recording this early. Well, I don't know when this is coming out. So
This
I
is
don't know.
this will come out on Tuesday, and so your episode will come out Wednesday.
Correct. And it will be the episode from Friday, which I haven't
Friday,
watched yet because we're recording this Friday during the day.
yes, October 31st,
Halloween.
Halloween.
The night of
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yes.
We're gonna
Spooky,
cover this episode.
spooky. Yeah, my husband just sent me a little text and said he and the dogs were downstairs waiting for the first trick-or-treaters, and he might be waiting a long time because, as you know, nobody comes on our street.
Oh.
But I know you're going to do trick-or-treating with your brother tonight to watch the people in their neighborhood. So please take good pictures if you see some good costumes.
Oh, I'm hoping to see something clever. Yeah.
I
I
love a
like
clever
the
costume.
clever. Yeah.
Mhm. Some of the kids out there are pretty smart. If you see, how many kids are you gonna see with shirts that say 6, 7?
Well, I just still don't really totally understand, and I did not know that this hand gesture went along with it. So because when I gave it a bing, the hand
Mhm.
gesture didn't come up. They just tried to explain to me what it meant, and I just still didn't really get it.
The first kid that ever did it at a basketball game, there was like a kiss cam kinda thing on this kid at a basketball game, and he just blurted out 6-7 like this, like, and
I
that's
thought it was
kinda
a song or
this turned into that, turned into this. It's a big circle.
okay.
Mhm. I can't
Still
explain it.
confused.
I can't explain it. Call my daughter. Okay, everybody.
Snibbity skibbity toilet.
Nope. All right. Talk to you later.
Over?
Bye.
Over?
Nope.
Okay.
Bye.